Good morning. There are two reasons why today is an amazing morning. One, because it finally feels like fall. This is the first day I can think of in the last. This is the first month, the first day of the fall season where it's finally in the 30s. And the second reason is because today I'm here with a brand new 2023 Tesla Model Y. So, this is mine actually. So it's even more exciting because, obviously I've been driving it quite a while, maybe a little bit too much, but today I'm going to be talking about the exterior and the interior. We're going to look at the design and we're going to go over the performance, and we're also going to take it for a drive, and I'm going to tell you, from my perspective, what it's been like to drive for the past month and a half or 4,800 miles. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, as we can see here, it just looks like a glorified Model 3. It looks like a Model 3 that has been expanded, right? And I love how Tesla does their designs. They've really revolutionized how the automotive industry has designed vehicles. You notice that a lot of SUVs now are all coming out with this slope. Beautiful aerodynamic slope. And I love the look of it. It looks sporty because it's an SUV, but it looks a little sporty. It's got that sedan sportiness, but it's an SUV, so it's got the space, the performance, the all-wheel drive of an SUV. And for some reason, I just love that. Now, at a first glance, if I step really, really far back, if it didn't have the Gemini wheel caps, it could look like a Model 3. To someone who doesn't have the experience with Teslas or just doesn't really know them that well, at first glance, it could just look like a Model 3. But when we get up close, we notice these are the key features that make it different in appearance and design from a Model 3. One, we have it's obviously it's higher up. Okay, you have more ground clearance. I think the Model 3 has around 6 inches, 4 to 6 inches, I believe, and this one has 6. So there's 6-inch ground clearance, I believe, underneath, 6 to 7 inches. We have a lot bigger front grille. Well, it's not really a grille, but back windows obviously tinted. It could be aftermarket on a 3, but that's the first thing that you can notice. And also we notice at the back, the diffuser on the Model Y is thicker. The back diffuser on the Y is a lot thicker. The Model 3 is just a small little thing, and I think that's really the difference in rear size. Because the Model 3 trunk, I had a Model 3 before this Y, and the rear trunk came up to about here. So I would say that little bit of difference is probably the diffuser. Now when you look at it from all angles, it does look like Tesla really kept that Model 3 design, but as we've all know, this car has been out on the road for a while, so these are things that most likely, if you're watching this video, you are a car enthusiast, so these are things that you probably already know. That is the exterior. Let's see. Okay, so things you may not know if you're not a Tesla person is that Tesla has 9 cameras, okay? So we have one on each side. This one sprays that way, so as the driver, when you put a blinker on, you can see left or right. There's one on each side. We also have a camera here. And also, obviously, we have the rear camera. Up on the windshield, we have 3 cameras inside of the front there. It helps with the autopilot and all of those good automation features. So those are the cameras. There's also one in the inside, which I'll get to when we look at the interior. Now, these are 19-inch Gemini wheels. They are sitting on Scorpion M5 Pirelli tires. This is a dual motor, as you can see here. And that means that this is an all-wheel drive. There's a motor on both axles The battery is below all the passengers in the center of the car. It gives a really good center of gravity. So in the rain and in the snow, it's really good. So enough with the exterior. The exterior is beautiful, I must say. I do love the exterior. But now we got to check out what's inside, because honestly, for me, that is the most fascinating part. So, all right. So, I am now sitting in the cabin of the car, and as you can see, it looks just like a Model 3. It's the same. The mirrors are slightly taller and they're the same this way. The width is the same, the height is slightly taller, which is to be expected. So that little detail you might be able to notice if you're sitting in a Y. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. As you can see, the steering wheel is the same. We have the two here. Door handle is the same. This is the updated door handle starting from 2022 and 2023, and I'm sure they will have in 2024. The Model 3 Highland has changed this, but there has not been a new Model Y. I believe there's a new Model Y Jupiter coming out in the year 2024 to 2025, and I'm sure they will redo this, but this is the new interior door paneling here. The white strip now goes down the door, and there's a little Alcantara in here on the door, which feels nice, especially in the summer when you have your hand here. I don't know, I feel like it's very well designed. The leather always feels very nice. This is the emergency latch, obviously, for the door handle. You just push the button. But in a case of emergency, if for some reason the car loses battery or you're unable to push the button, there is an emergency latch here. So, now looking at the interior, as you can see, all white seats. I'm a big fan of the Tesla white seats. So, other than all this, it's not much to go over in here because it's very simple. We have there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm in water bottle and glasses. But here's a little compartment. There's just a lot of space in there. 2 cup holders. Under here, there's a lot of storage. I have a flashlight and I think some extra meds or something. Very simple layout. Here you have 2 charging pads. Here is my Tesla key fob that goes, Tesla key card, that if I need to, will go here. Yesterday I was in Manhattan and I had to leave my car to a valet, so that's why that is there. And here I have this icon that I actually got from Jerusalem. So that's personal things, and that's why I leave those there. Center console, very well designed. Steering wheel, obviously a horn. The 2 buttons here, they scroll up and down and this way and right and left. You have here, you have for the blinkers, obviously traditional. Now what I like is that when you do that, the camera comes up and that's to this side of the car. So that camera that's here will show that way when the blinker comes up. And same for the right side. It'll show that side of the car. So, the screen is very complicated for people who are, 1, not tech savvy, or 2, are not used to the Tesla softwares and interfaces. So, that could get some getting used to. If you are ever interested in a more detailed video about the Tesla screen, please let me know and I can make one because I have the car at my disposal. It's very simple. Navigation, everything works. It's a little bit laggier than sometimes you would hope, but I'm sure Tesla is working on that. There's a lot of features in here. There's a theater, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and then obviously if you Tesla tutorials for those that just get their car and sometimes need help figuring out how to do certain things. There's a list of games. Tesla has a ton of games here that are only available when you're in park. There's also a toy box for things like changing the color on here, and boom boxes playing music outside the car, romance mode, sketch pad, and all these different cool features that are called entertainment. This is the hub of the vehicle. This is pretty much everything. This controls everything. controlling the HVAC and the heating, everything. So there's heated seats, I have a heated steering wheel. The steering wheel feels really nice and warm right now. And it's 35 degrees, so I have it on, so it's really great. So what I love about this is that, yeah, people say, oh, this is too complicated, you're driving, who wants to do all this? I could just hold this and say, turn down the heat. And the heat will go down. It says try again, I think because I'm not, my thing is not connected to it. But anyway, it works well. So, that is your initial driving seat experience. And here's the passenger, it's pretty much the same without a wheel. Now, let's go to the back seat. So, the back seat is pretty much the same. I am 5'8", and I feel like the seating is absolutely perfect. There's a lot of knee room here. There's a lot of space. There's also this middle part that I just put back up. There's a middle part here. It's wider than the Model 3. There's a lot more space back here. There's a lot more depth here and a lot more knee room. And there's a lot more headroom as well. As you can see, it's much bigger than the Model 3. Now, for the trunk, I have a lot of stuff in there now, but for the trunk, as you can see, there is a lot of space. And now they come with a cover, but there's a lot of space back here. The Model Y has about 76 cubic feet of space, whereas the Model 3, I believe, has 34. So it is a lot bigger. There's also another trunk down here, more space down there, and the frunk. Now, the thing about the frunk is the frunk can only be opened from either the screen or the phone, the mobile app. So, in the front, I'm sure I have things here. Yes, and sometimes leaves fall in, which gets annoying, but nothing gets into your actual front. So there is a good amount of space in this front. I have a couple things here. It's a lot deeper and a lot wider than in the Model 3. And there is no power gate for the front, which is kind of annoying. So they always recommend you just pull down by the handle, let it drop, and push on the T, because the front is made with a very lightweight material that can be dented if you put too much weight on the front. So, this is the brand new Tesla Model Y. I'm sure I take some things for granted, being the driver and owner of this one. I'm sure there's things that I'm missing, or things that I just take for granted and don't really realize or don't think to report on. So, that being said, let's go for a drive and let's see what this is really like. So now to the driving. I would say, in my opinion, I've driven a handful of vehicles, a fairly good amount, and I would say that this car is very, very comfortable. It's very driver friendly. Now, I don't know if you're looking for something that's going to be sporty or track focused, or has other types of performance features, you're not going to really get it with this. This is just a good everyday vehicle. I mean, I love it. I find that this one, I personally have, this is the all-wheel drive. This is the dual motor Model Y, so it has a faster pickup. 0 to 60 is about 4.8 seconds. It's not overly drastically fast, and it's not really slow. It's just the right amount. However, one thing I really do love about this car is that it has really good road presence. At least it feels like it has really good road presence. I feel secure to the ground. It makes great turn on its turns, and the turning and the handling is off the charts. It has a good enough power. The regenerative braking that comes with these electric vehicles, especially the Tesla, This regenerative braking actually aids significantly to me in the driving performance of the vehicle. So it actually aids that handling and that road presence. It helps aid it. But I feel like when you're going on turns, you just take your foot ever so slightly off of the throttle, the car begins to slow down a very small amount, but just enough so that you can sharply get around a corner, but you don't have to constantly go back and forth between your gas pedal and your brake. So because of that, I think it is very good when it comes to the turning and just the overall handling and capability on the road. This car is very good in wet conditions, which honestly, I guess it makes sense. I was surprised because I thought, oh, the car's fast, you know, you're gonna pull, you're gonna floor it at the light, the car's gonna be sliding. I mean, that obviously can still happen, but I feel like one thing about the Tesla, especially this one, and well, actually all of them, they're all pretty much the same. They all have the same basic architecture. One thing that is the big feature that I guess is also a feature in a lot of electric cars is that obviously the battery, I mean, that is a feature in all electric cars, but it is a lot heavier. So therefore it brings the car, it brings that center of gravity straight downward. So, you know, it really helps when it comes to those turns. I'm gonna show you an example of that now. Yeah, there we go. That was quick, actually. I take back whatever I said a couple minutes ago about how it wasn't that fast. I mean, okay, it's not Model S or Model X Plaid fast, and it's not Porsche 911 Turbo S fast, but it's fast enough, and it does the job, and it gets you from point A to point B very, very, very easily and very, very comfortably. Right now it is 36 degrees outside. I have my steering wheel warmer on, my seat warmer on, climate's at 65, and I feel great. All right, let's go. I'm filming this video on a Thursday morning at 9:22 a.m. and so I'm out here and there's a lot of traffic, so I can't really push it like I really want to. I would stop in the middle of a flat roadway and do 0 to 60 so we can see what that's like. But you see these on the road a lot, I'm sure, and some of you may even have one yourselves. If you don't have one and you're looking for one, I highly recommend it. The charging infrastructure that is there with Tesla is, quite frankly, off the charts. I mean, it's wonderful. They did such a great job with that whole extension of the brand, which I think was perfect. That was the thing that sent Tesla skyrocketed. That's what did it. I got this car, today is November 2nd, and I got this car on September 9th. So almost 2 months, and I am, let me see, let's swipe. I am at 4,829 miles, which is, that's a lot. But, you know, life is short. What is, I'm not trying to save this car for, you know, the auction or something like that. I just I want a car that I can enjoy, that does the job, that I don't have to put gas into, and that's quick, and I just, you know. I just turned down a street that says no outlet because I wanted to get away from the dump truck. Whoa, look at this. That was very nice. Oh, it's wonderful. Wow. Whoa, that is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to turn around because I think I just went off. So, all right, let's floor it. Oh, Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That was extremely fast, actually. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna be honest. It feels a lot faster when you're on a 2-lane road. That's what it is. I'm convinced. That's what it is. When you're on a 2-lane road, it feels a whole lot faster. It feels a whole lot faster than when you're on the highway. So if you liked watching this, we're gonna have 4 more time. There we go. If you liked watching this video and you appreciated this content, please subscribe, like this video, comment down below if there's any other vehicle that you would like for me to review. I am a huge car fan and I will do absolutely any car. I know there are car YouTubers out there that are like, oh, I only do Subaru cars. On this channel, I will be doing any and all that are interesting to me. So if there is a vehicle that is interesting to you and you really want it, you just let me know, all right? And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.